The BB27 finale is right around the corner, y'all. There's really only like 1 day left in the game, and surprisingly enough, we are in this really rare position where damn near anybody could still win. Normally, the last few days in the house are kind of stale, but lately there's been so much arguing and gaming happening that it's becoming increasingly clear that these players are just about to talk and game up until the bitter end. So there is surprisingly going to be a lot to talk about today, but before I get started with all that, of course, I'm going to ask if you would please hit that subscribe button. I know that this season is almost over, but there's still a lot of amazing reality TV coming out this fall, and it's always a fun time over here, so please make sure you're tuned in. Also, if you are someone who's been enjoying my work all season long, absolutely no pressure, but it really would mean the world if you would consider making a donation to my channel. It, of course, is very optional, but living 17 different lives at one time is definitely not easy, and sometimes it can just take the life out of me. So donations do just go a long way to help, especially when you're a smaller channel like mine. But of course, if you are unable to donate, don't worry about it at all, because giving this video a like and making a comment on it also really helps make my channel grow with the algorithm. I also just want to thank each and every one of you who has helped support me throughout this season. It really means so much and it makes me so happy. I am just so honored and happy to be a part of this incredible community, so thank you so much. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. So as we saw on the last eviction episode, Ava was just evicted from the house by Vince. And Ava did try really hard in the end in order to convince Vince to keep her, but ultimately it just wasn't going to be enough. In the end, Vince decided to stay judges strong and voted to keep Ashley instead. But of course, Vince being Vince did choose to lie to Ava all the way up until the bitter end, which I think is why she decided to call that little house meeting thing and call him out there, which ultimately, obviously, it didn't end up changing anything. But hey, I'm at least glad that Ava decided to go out swinging. Now we officially have our final three. And at this point, it's looking like the odds are starting to favor Morgan. She's arguably the best competitor left, and even though she's made her fair share of mistakes this season, I feel like she's played a pretty domineering game overall. And of course, things just look even better for her because when the feeds come back after part 1 of that HOH competition, we see that Morgan has in fact won. Now she just has another win under her belt to be able to add to her resume, and you can tell that Vince is like visibly pissed. He knows that Morgan is like pretty much a lock to win if she makes it to the finals, and he also knows that he barely has a chance against her.
I'm gonna be known for being messy. You're gonna be known for having minimal alliances, honest, straightforward, and winning everything in the second half. That's the game I wish I played.
Yeah, but you also...
That's the difference. I wish I did play your game. Since I was playing your game, I wish I did. That's my dream game.
So Vince is pretty much just going to spend the rest of his night sulking and whining about his gameplay. And he's also starting to get really paranoid now that Ashley may win part 2 of the HOH competition, and he'll just have like no chance to take his game in his hands at all. Which, if I'll be honest, I really wasn't considering that much, just because Vince's competition record has just been so much better than Ashley's like all season long. So heading into part 2, I was honestly totally expecting Vince to just be able to win this one out. But as it turns out, Vince was actually very right to be nervous, because when the feeds come back after part 2 of the HOH competition, we see that Ashley has actually won, and now it's going to be her and Morgan facing off in the finals. And all of this is just going to send Vince spiraling even more, of course, especially since apparently the only reason why he lost is because he read the damn instructions wrong for the competition, which I know has just gotta hurt after making it this far in the game. Like, that really sucks, I gotta say. So while Ashley is out there celebrating her victory, Vince is literally in the other room at the exact same time, just sulking and whining yet again. Like, he is probably whining more than he ever has all season long, but hey, at least it is very, very warranted this time.
I've never felt more dumb in my entire life. I've never felt more stupid in my entire life.
It's still not over, Vince.
I already know you guys are taking each other.
So you don't know anything.
Now, I do want to take some time to give Ashley credit too, because she's definitely not a comp girly or anything, but she has been able to win at the exact time she's needed to this season from the very first veto and up until now. And of course, now that Ashley's won, things are really interesting for us as the audience, because now all of a sudden this finale is looking really up in the air. It's either going to be Morgan or Ashley winning this final HOH, and it does still feel like Morgan is the front runner. So if she makes it to those final 2 chairs, it's a really good chance that she just takes the win. And for pretty much this entire second half of the game, it was looking like Vince was absolutely the person that she wanted to bring to the end. But for the past couple weeks, Ashley has been doing a fantastic job of planting these seeds in Morgan's mind that she actually could easily lose against Vince. And even though I don't think that's the case at all, paranoia is a bitch in that house, so you can tell that these seeds are starting to take root. You can tell that Morgan is really starting to consider the fact that all of Vince's wins and the allies that he's had in the game could be enough to win him the game. And now it's starting to change how she thinks about her entire game. Y'all, Morgan is actually starting to consider bringing Ashley to the end. And of course, all of this is just freaking Vince out even more. So now Vince has to go downplay his gameplay to Morgan, which is just gonna include more of that sulking and self-deprecation stuff. I mean, this is pretty much all these two are talking about at this point. And eventually things are gonna start to get a little bit nasty.
How can you not sit there and look at your game and see how impeccable you played this game? I don't understand.
Impeccable is lying to people and pissing people off.
That's part of the game.
They don't respect that though. It's not okay. I played a decent game.
A decent?
And how did you play?
A decent game.
How did you play?
A decent
and
game.
How did you play?
A decent game.
And how was yours?
A decent game.
Yes. And how was yours?
These two just end up bickering on whose game was worse for a while, and they're a little bit drunk too, so they're starting to get a little bit passionate, you know? Morgan is trying to hype Vince up and give him a little pep talk that he has played a win-worthy game, but all that is really just making Vince feel worse because now he knows that Morgan could just use that as an excuse to cut him.
Vince, you did such an impeccable job week 1 as HOH, sending home somebody random because it was off the vibes. That week 2, people found you a threat because they thought you were going to win this game. No, let's have an adult conversation.
Well, send me home then. And I'll get 3rd place and I'll live with it the rest of my life and it'll be fun. That's fine. I'll take some time and we'll be friends. I'm not going to say I'm never going to talk to you ever again.
Take some time.
Well, I mean, I'll take time to recover, of course.
And again, I definitely want to give Ashley some credit for making Morgan doubt herself here. And I'm sure that Ava's last words in the house during that house meeting had something to do with it too. Because again, in my opinion, Morgan would win against Vince hands down. I mean, he's just done so much of her bidding throughout like pretty much all of his HOHs, and I think the jury can see that too. But the thing is, Morgan doesn't really see it that way, and at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. Right now, I can't say for sure what Morgan's gonna do, so nothing is really set in stone, but I absolutely believe that these two are probably just gonna be bickering about this all the way up until the finale.
I think you don't give yourself enough credit, Vince. You can roll your eyes all you want.
You're killing me. You're actually killing me. Because I know you don't actually believe that.
Vince.
I genuinely know deep down you do not believe that. I don't know why you don't want to.
Don't believe that that I lose to you?
Yes.
I believe that.
No, you do not.
Yes,
no,
I do.
There's no way.
Now, from Ashley's perspective, she is very well aware that sitting next to Morgan in the end is not going to be her best shot. So as much as she'd love Morgan to bring her, Ashley is also fully planning on cutting Morgan if she wins this final round. I definitely think that this is the right call too. I mean, I feel like Ashley has a way better shot against Vince. But even if she is up against Vince, I still think the votes are a little iffy. I mean, Ashley is definitely the best strategic player up there, don't get me wrong. But I don't know if her game is going to be as visible to the jury as it is to us, the live feeders. I mean, we all know that she's been doing her Elle Woods thing this entire season and acting clueless on purpose, but the jury doesn't really know that yet. And of course, she plans on revealing everything in her final 2 speech, and she's been doing her practicing, and it all sounds good and stuff like that. But the question is, when she reveals everything, will it be too late for it to like really have an impact? I mean, the jury is just barely even mentioning Ashley in their segments on the show, so who knows what they're really thinking. It's obviously better for Ashley's game if she's able to win this final HOH and take out Morgan, but even then, will it be enough? I just don't know. Overall, it's looking like we can still pretty much get any scenario for the final two, which is crazy. And the final part of the HOH is usually some sort of quiz, memory, days type competition. And I feel like both of them have a pretty equal shot of winning. So we could see Morgan bring Vince to the end where she would likely secure herself the win. But we could also see her bring Ashley, which again, I feel like she would still win there. But I would kind of prefer that outcome because I just think her cutting Vince would still be pretty fun and messy, sorry. Or if Ashley wins and cuts Morgan here, that could also be a lot of fun because the votes are very iffy there. I mean, I still feel like Ashley would have a slight edge over Vince, but still, her game has been so much quieter than his. But at the same time, I feel like Vince may struggle to get votes from people like Lauren and Keanu and Ava and Kelley just because he lied to them and burned them so much on their way out. It just looks like we're going to be heading for a very interesting finale where damn near anything could still really happen. So it's like we're the real winners here, right? So with all of that being said, for the last time this season, I gotta know, who do you want to win this game and who do you think will win this game? Let me know in the comments below. Before this season even started, in my cast assessment video, I had actually named Ashley as my winner pick. So even though the odds are a little bit against her now, I'm still gonna go ahead and just double down on that and hope that she wins this season too. It'll probably be an uphill battle for her, but we're just gonna have to see. This is also going to be my last update for this season, so I just wanted to stop and thank every single one of you for joining me and just supporting me throughout the last 3 months. I love making these videos, but it definitely is not easy, and I would not be able to do it without all of your kind words and support, so I just appreciate you all so much. Please, please, please make sure you all are subscribed so that we can keep in touch and y'all can stay tuned. Feel free to follow me on my other socials as well. I don't really post too much, but I'll link everything below in case you're interested. I will be back here one last time for BB27 after the finale, just to recap everything and talk about our winner. But until then, bye.